Hey everybody, welcome back. So in the firearms community, there's an old saying that every bullet that comes out of your gun has a lawyer attached to it. Well, in my little world, every word that comes out of my mouth has karma attached to it. And sometimes karma is spelled C-A-R-M-A. So I swear, not one day after bad-mouthing my wife's Cadillac for the windows regulators being junk and getting the regulator replaced, one of the regulators in my Grand Cherokee breaks. Now, I have repaired every regulator in that car at least once, 3 years ago, when I did the left rear, instead of using parts that I know last, I used 3D printed parts, and I think that's what broke. There's my pup barking at me from the front door. Normally, it's the plastic rollers in them that break, and I normally use these like rollers meant for shower doors or something I get them down at Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware. They're a couple of bucks a pack. You get 2 or 4 of them in it, depending on what size you get. And I normally use those, and those have never failed me, but I decided to use 3D printed parts, and apparently my 3D printed nylon parts have failed me. But we're going to get the regulator out, take a look at it, and see what it is. Now, fortunately, that regulator in my wife's car is done. I've done all the video for the Vevor drill bit sharpener. Hint, it works really, really well. You can see about how far I've gotten in sharpening my pile of dollar-damaged drill bits. The best arc plasma cutter is still waiting here for me to get it out of the box and review it, and that's going to come after my window regulator. I have some of the parts for the transmission repair on the red Jeep, the Grand Cherokee. I got the filter, the gasket, a weld-in drain plug bung, and a big jug of Mopar ATF Plus 4 transmission fluid. I'm still waiting on the actual repair parts. So let's get the regulator out of the red Jeep. I'm not going to show you that process because it's boring, but I'm going to pop it out. They come out really easily. And fortunately, unlike my wife's Cadillac, the door panels don't break in that every time I touch it. Anyway, be right back with the regulator. Okay, I've got the regulator out. Let me show you the issue with this thing, and I'll link my previous video down below where I made the 3D printed parts, which you can see the remains of right there. And this window probably only has, I don't know, 100 cycles on up and down on it since I did those, so that's really not a lot. Of course, there's pressure on this to hold it up all the time, and the heat of summer and all that, so I would have hoped it would have held longer than that, but it didn't. But here's the deal. This part bolts to the vehicle, and it has this, rail in it. This part bolts to the vehicle, and then these 3 pins, there's one here, and one under there. They have these nylon plastic pieces that push over it, and they pop into these rails. So this one bolts to the vehicle, and this rail goes up and down in it. And then these 2 go on this rail like that, and then the glass connects to that. So when you operate it, this goes up and down. That's how it works when those nylon pieces are intact. Now, what I have done in the other regulators is I have taken the spot welds out of these pins, removed them completely, and then I have replaced them with these door rollers that screw in. I got to have 5/8 ones to do it, or I have to modify these that are 3/4, and I don't have any 5/8, and I've only got 2 of the 3/4 inch ones. I got some 1-inch ones or some 7/8, but they're too big to really even be modified. I guess I could, but it'd be a real pain in the butt. But what I'm thinking about now is if the nylon cracked and broke, and you can see it here, it obviously cracked and broke in half. If the nylon cracked and broke in half, maybe if I printed them out of TPU, it wouldn't. What do you think about that? I mean, it's all filled with grease, so, and look, there's even more of it in here. You can see even more of the broken pieces in down here. Oh God, there's a lot of it in there. There's one in there that isn't broken. Oh yeah, it is. No, it's not. Let me get that out of there. Yeah, it is broken. It's broken now. No, I'm not getting out. Anyway, I'm thinking about printing these out of TPU and popping them over there. The TPU certainly won't break. Will it withstand the heat and everything? I mean, it's inside the door. How hot does it get? Anyway, I think I'm going to try it. Like I say, it's not that hard a regulator to get in and out. Be back as soon as I've printed those. I already have them made up and saved, so should just be a matter of loading it in and printing it. Okay, here's what I've got. These are what they look like. Same exact thing I printed out of nylon 3 years ago, except now it's out of the TPU, and you can see I can squeeze it completely shut, so they're certainly not going to crack and break, and this stuff's incredibly tough. I've got 3 others put on there. Got one there, and I popped them on there just because I wanted to make sure they fit nice and tight, and they really do fit nice and tight. They're not, that one fits so tight it won't even turn. There it goes. So they're going to be more sliders than they are rollers. And I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have put them on there first, but I wanted to see how they fit. So now I have to get this together. So this arm goes on this one. Let's see, can I get that in there? There we go. That arm goes in that one. Of course, once it's in the channel, it's not going anywhere without pulling that completely out. And it can't spread open in the channel to pull out. So then this one should be easy because I have this opening in here. Now this has these pins in it to keep them from going into where this opening is, and it had a dimple in here, but I don't think that's going to cause me too much grief. I think I'm going to have to bend those up. See if I can do that without too much grief. And once I get them in, then I'll bend those back down. There we go. And should have done the other one first, shouldn't I have? Should have done that one first. That one needs to go past that dimple. Will it? Come on, baby. How about past this dimple? Come on. Ah, there we go. And now this one can go on like that. Yeah, in a perfect world, I would not have put those on first. I'd have put these in there first and then popped them in, but I just wanted to see how they fit. So now I just need to bend those down a little bit so it can't come out there. Let me grab a hammer. Oh, and you know, did I put that on right? Did I put that on right? Yeah, I did. With this on the left side, bolts are here, yes. So I had myself worried there for a minute. So I'm just going to bend those back down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. There we go. So now that can't come out there. Okay. It's ready to go back together. We are back together. Can't really see much in there. You can see the roller right there. A little bit sloppy. I really don't care, to be honest with you. And let's hang the door panel back on. And once again, karma seems to be overcome. All right. I'm done. Thanks for watching.